Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this video where we're going to talk about the whys of the adoptee light workers. If you are new to my channel, my name is Theodora. I'm an intuitive and I do hypnotherapy as well. I am incredibly excited about the whys of the adoptee light workers. This is something that came to me recently, and I was shown that it's time to talk about all the light workers, all the souls who agreed to come down to earth at this specific time and assist in many different aspects of evolving the human consciousness. Among adopted people are so many light workers. So I want to go back a little bit to when adopted people broke the silence, because we have been silent for a very long time. You have probably experienced it in your own life. And we were silent for a reason, but our soul also chose to come down here and experience what it feels like to be silent. And it's the intention of our higher self to break the silence. So if you have already done that, you are right on track. If we look at social media, so many adopted people have been breaking the silence and they are speaking up about all the injustice, all the suppression, the submission, the abuse of adopted people, and how corrupted the adoption industries are in all over the world. And this is not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that you agreed to come here at this specific time and to experience this huge change in a specific area of society. So right now, a lot of adopted people who came here as light workers, they are being called into service at this specific time. Just to explain what a light worker is, there can be many explanations, but my interpretation of what a light worker is that it's someone who agreed to come here and work with the light, be at service of God, of Source, of the universe, and to assist others into their most authentic self and to live a life from their core self in alignment with their higher self and in alignment with the universe. So that's my interpretation of what a light worker is. And you can make your own, whatever resonates with you. I think that's really, really important in general in my videos. So these adoptee light workers, they are being activated in waves. Some of them were activated almost 4 or 5 years ago. Others were activated within the last 3 years. And now there is a new wave, a huge wave of adoptees who are being activated. Maybe you have experienced that things have been quite different since May, June this year. Things have been really stirring up in your life. This very heavy conditioning that you have been programmed with since you were born is dissolving. It's very much dissolving. In my experience, as someone who is working a lot with adopted people, I almost only work with adopted people. I see that adopted people are some of the most conditioned people down here on earth. I can't see that in other areas of society. And the conditioning means that we have been so removed from ourselves, so removed from being aligned with our authenticity, our soul, what's true to us, our voice, our light. We've been so removed from it, and our hearts have been completely shut down. And if we think about it, it makes pretty good sense because the experience of being adopted is just one huge conditioning. It's one huge programming, bad programming, unhealthy programming for us, where we find ourselves in adulthood being so heavily conditioned, being filled with so much shame, so much guilt, so many beliefs about the world, about ourselves, that we are not good enough, we are not worthy of love, we are not worthy of deep, true connections, and that we have to work hard in order to earn our adoptive parents' attention, love, support. And this even affects our other relationships later in adulthood with our friends, co-workers, our boss, our partners. And it's so unhealthy for us. It's so unhealthy for our physical body to be this stressed out, to be this high alert all the time, to have our nervous system activated into fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn, or what the others are called. And some of us get sick. We get physically sick and we get mentally sick. If you can recognize any of this in your own life, it's not a blame at all, because who should come and tell us this? Who in society has our interest in helping us heal, helping us come back into balance and feel anchored in our bodies and have a regulated nervous system? It doesn't seem like people are very interested in this part of being adopted. We can have so many conspiracy theories about this, and I'm sure that you have put two and two together by now about how corrupted it is and how it continues to not be focusing on what the child need. No matter which country we're talking about, there was just still so much corruption and so many heartless decisions that's being made. And to me, it just reconfirms that the adoption idea, the concept of adoption, was created to suppress a specific group of people in society, in the world. It was made to help holding people down and to give power to the powerful people, to the rich people, to the people with a voice, with status, with political influence, with influence in the medical industry and in all those areas. It was created to support the powerful people and to suppress another group of people in society who are not powerless, who are not voiceless, but we were made to believe that we are powerless and that we are voiceless and that we are not free, that we are enslaved, that we are imprisoned, which is not true. Something that my guides have shown me is that adoption is created by very egocentric selfish, narcissistic people. It's created by them and it's still being won by them. And so a lot of narcissistic couples, they lean into that. They lean into this idea because it suits them very, very well. And I've been talking about this in previous videos that you can go and watch, where I talk about narcissistic adoptive parents. But I think it's important to just touch on it again because it can help us understand that whatever injustice we feel inside, whatever sensation we have, intuitive feeling, intuitive knowing we as adoptees have, that something is just not right here. Something is just not aligned with the whole concept of adoption, the whole way that adoption is being portrayed, and the whole way that it's been run. Something is not right here. We can even feel it in our hearts, right? If you take a moment right now, you can feel it in your heart. You have felt it in your heart for a long time. Suddenly, at some point, you began questioning, what the fuck is going on? Something is not right here. I should not be silenced this much. I should not be continued to be silenced this much by my adoptive parents, by the society, by people around me, because it continues, doesn't it? It continues. The experience of being silent, it continues. And it's almost like you have to go into this active protective mode or active fight mode when you need to tell people they're not right, they're not accurate when they say that adoption is a good thing and that it's just lovey-dovey, everyone is happy, and that it's not traumatic, and that we are not feeling any pain. And this is because there's something inside of you that agreed to come here and to break out of it, to break the cycle, to change the narrative, and to change the whole adoption idea, the whole adoption concept. This leads me to the next thing that is very interesting about the rise of the Adoptee Lightworkers. Many of you are stepping into your own unique purpose on this journey. And I have seen that some of you are already stepping into it and has already been stepping into it, maybe without you even knowing that this is actually your purpose. It looks differently for everyone. And for some of you, your Lightworker mission is going to look like being the voice of the voiceless adoptees. First of all, you had to break the silence yourself, which required an incredible amount of strength to break free from that fear. But you found the strength, and your soul helped you and pushed you to continue to break free from the silence. So you broke free from the silence and you began speaking up about your own experiences, what was working and what was not working at all. Where have you felt injustice? Where have you been lied to? And you have literally tried to speak reason into other people, reason about that your birth certificate should not be changed after you are adopted. So it looks like your adoptive parents also gave birth to you, because it's a lie. That is incorrect. And you know that. But for some reason, the powerful people on the top has just decided that this is just how it is. This is completely okay when we're talking about adoption. So this group of adopted people who are going to continue being the voice of the voiceless, you're going to continue speaking up about all this injustice. You're going to be speaking on stages. You're going to be doing documentary films, You're going to be doing all kind of speaking in different areas where your voice can be heard. And you might see yourself as this warrior, the warrior of the adoptees who are fighting against this corrupted power to take the power back and give it to the adopted people. This is what you are going to be doing. It will be difficult at times. You might experience being attacked by these higher powers, but you know that you have to continue. You know that you are on the right track because you're doing it from your heart. You're speaking from your heart. You're fighting with your heart. You're fighting the darkness with your light. That's what you're doing. So for you to step fully into this, it will require that you are connecting with your heart, that you are trusting your heart, that you're listening to your heart, and that you are speaking from your heart, not speaking from your fear, not speaking from your throat, but speaking all the way down from your heart. You're going to break free from that huge wall, this huge fog of conditioning, and then you're going to lead the other people through that fog. You're going to lead other people through that wall, through that portal of breaking free from the silence, breaking free from feeling powerless. You're going to help remind people of their power by standing in your own power and by speaking your truth from your heart, because you will be inspiring people just by doing that alone. You will be inspiring people in a way that you cannot imagine. Just by you standing, speaking your truth, standing in your power, not being afraid of speaking your truth, of standing in your power. What you are doing right now by breaking the silence, by speaking the truth, is much more important than you might have thought to begin with. This is your light worker mission. This is what you came here to do. And the other thing about this is whenever you begin walking your purpose, being your purpose, you will be tremendously supported. So you have nothing to fear. You are tremendously, unconditionally supported by your higher self, your angels, spirit guides, and the universe. They're rooting for you. They're sending you strength. They're sending you protective energy for you to accomplish this mission, your light worker mission. Then there will be other missions that some of you will find yourself have agreed to. This can be as the educator, the one that educates adopted people and also society about how adoption is impacting a child. And maybe you're going to be writing books about adoption trauma, about what it is that adopted people really need. And you're going to help people understand the world of adoptees from the adoptee's point of view. But most importantly, you will be doing this from your heart. You will be teaching with love. You will be educating with love. And you will always be working in the light, with the light, helping people understand, helping adopted people understand their experiences, their journey, their emotions. And you will also help create a language for all the things that we've experienced that's so strange and that we still don't have a language for. You will be that person that creates this language, the language of the adopted people and their journeys. So your mission is so important. It's so crucial that you step into this teacher role, this role of expression. And you can also experience that you have multiple purposes and that they're overlapping each other. So it's not that you're just one and then you cannot be the other, because the educator can also be the one that writes books and that tell their story, that enlighten people through words, through poetry, through filmmaking. And you will find out what is most aligned with you and your mission as a light worker. So right now, all of you, all of the light workers are going through such a huge activation and such a huge transition for you to step into this light worker mission. You will be assisted in healing your traumas at a very rapid pace, and it can feel very overwhelming, but just trust that things are happening for a reason and that things are going very fast at the moment and will continue to be going very fast. You will also be experiencing that you are releasing certain traumas very quickly that others have spent decades trying to heal. But this is again just a confirmation of your mission. It's a confirmation that it's time to step into the light. It's time to break free and take your power back and break the silence. So that's also why it's extremely important that you take care of yourself at this time and that you learn to do self-love, that you learn to love yourself, you learn to take care of yourself, you learn to listen to your body, to your needs. When your body is tired and it needs rest, that you respect that and that you give your body the time, the rest, the stillness that it needs. It's very, very important. I can't really stress this enough. It's very important because this is what's required from you in order to step into your light worker mission that you came here for. Your missions are so incredible, they're so important, and they are especially important because up until now, no one has really cared about the adoption industry. No one has really cared about the concept of adoption, that adoption is taking place still under such brutal and inhumane circumstances. No one really cares because you are the ones who are going to show up and help people understand that it's time they care now. It's time they stop believing the false narratives about adoption. You are the one helping people understand. You're helping them by breaking free yourself, by stepping into the light and speaking your truth. When I was saying this, I was also shown another group of light workers. I mean, there are so many light workers and there's so many missions, and I don't have the capacity to share all of them in this video, but I was just shown that there's also going to be a group of adoptee lightworkers who are going to work very closely with energy. You're going to be these energy healers. You're going to help people heal. You're going to help them release all of this stagnation, all of this blocked energy that can't flow freely in your body because of the stress, because of the tension that a dysregulated nervous system is causing, and that all of the trauma is causing, and all of the emotional suppression is causing. So I was just shown that you're going to help people. And a lot of you are going to help people with your hands. You're going to heal them with your hands. So it can be different kind of work where you are working with the body and where you are using your own body, healing them, and using your hands. Whatever you feel called to do, just trust it. Just listen to it. Just explore it. Be curious. Explore it at your own pace. You have time, and there is nothing you're going to miss out on, because this is what you came here to do. So you're already guaranteed to succeed with this. No matter how much fear is holding you back at the moment, just know that fear is just one experience of reality, and that love is a different experience of reality, and that you are not imprisoned by fear. You have the power to break free from the fear. And fear is hidden in many, many different places within you. Fear is hidden in your body. Fear is hidden in your nervous system a lot. Fear is hidden in your chest area, behind your rib cage, where we have a lot of very vital organs that the body is designed to protect. But it also means that a lot of fear is stored in the chest area, in the rib cage. And then we have a lot of fear in the throat, in these chakras that we are using when we're speaking. We have a lot of fear around our hearts. We have a lot of fear in our solar plexus, and we have a lot of fear in our root chakra. And we have a lot of fear in our heads. We have so many thoughts, so many beliefs, so much conditioning programmed in our subconscious mind that keeps sending the wrong signals to our body, to our nervous system, that we need to be afraid. We need to be alert, on guard, and that it's not safe to be ourselves. It's not safe to be in the world. It's not safe to use our voice. It's not safe to listen to our intuition, to listen to our heart, that none of it is safe. All of this programming in our subconscious mind is creating this whole fearful reality. The fear that was planted in us when we were born, when we were separated from our mother and given up for adoption, that fear is an illusion. It's a complete illusion. But it requires so much of us to see that it's an illusion. It requires that we raise our awareness, that we expand our consciousness, that we learn to regulate our nervous system, that we learn to come out of a dysregulated nervous system. It requires so many things of us in order to see that it's an illusion. But you know it. You know it's an illusion. You can see it when you're with your friends, other people who are not adopted, who are not living in the same fearful state. They're also living in fear, right? But that's because they're watching the news, and that's because they're listening to other people, powerful people that want to keep us powerless, right? But adopted people has a level of fear that I've not seen in anyone else, except people who carry wounds of slavery, because it's the same kind of imprisonment and suppression that adopted people are experiencing. It's the same as for when we were making other people slaves, working for us under brutal conditions. It's the same suppression that adopted people are experiencing. I'm not comparing adopted people with slaves, but the suppression is the same, right? It's the same suppression we are experiencing that slaves have experienced as well. It's the exact same suppression. So that says a lot about what it is that you have been through and what it is that you're still carrying within yourself. And it also says a lot about how heavy the conditioning is, how thick it is, how much fear that you're holding on to, that you've been programmed to believe you have to fear and feel when you are living your life as an adopted person, right? So there's a lot about reprogramming our subconscious mind in order to break free from all of this. And this is something I do a lot in hypnotherapy with people because that's what hypnotherapy is designed to do. It's designed to go straight into the subconscious mind. And it's so fascinating how the people I work with, they have really changed so much and how much they have been breaking out of this conditioning belief, conditioned state of being. So I will save the other lightworker missions for another video because it's gonna be too long otherwise. I hope that this resonated with you, and I would love to read your comments, how you are experiencing this in your life. If there's something you are doubting about what you're doing, please leave a comment. I would love to read it. And then I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.